You are about to learn one of the biggest secrets in the history of the world. It's a secret that has huge effects for everyone who lives on this planet.
There is a satellite that watches our world. And it has been watching us even before our world began. It is an alien satellite that is not of this world, and its construction and its appearance in our skies is the definition of alien. It is called the Black Knight Satellite. It is a name that conjures up mystery, myth, and the unknown. UFO enthusiasts swear by its name, and yet world governments and national space agencies say that it doesn't even exist at all. This dichotomy exists between two opposing forces for one reason, and that one reason is the fact that they are both wrong. Organizations like NASA show us proof. Children of Earth, open your eyes, open your minds. For the eye that sees all of the heavens and of the earth is actually a satellite. No time on a doubter. Nikola Tesla intercepted a strange signal, and this signal would later be identified as a satellite signal. This satellite signal was most active during the 1920s and the 1930s, and these 2 decades will provide our world with the greatest and most undeniable proof ever known. In a world of skeptics and doubters, how do we prove that this alien satellite exists? The first step is to understand the purpose of a satellite. A satellite is sent into orbit around our Earth to do only one thing: to communicate. It hovers above our world, allowing the transmission of visual and audio communication data to be transmitted to a designated party. A satellite is primarily invisible to the average human being, and to those who see it, it looks like a star. This cloak of invisibility is to serve a purpose, a stealthy and clandestine purpose. A satellite is also used for observation and spying on the lives of men and women and their nations. A position above the earth allows one to see the entire earth, and also to know the entire earth, and to know it better than any human being walking upon it. This alien eye view of our world is not as new as we would like to think, and it is, in fact, actually ancient. For there is a knowledge that is above man, both believer and disbeliever alike, and this knowledge is so powerful that once revealed, it will remove all doubt and all speculation. It is a God knowledge that is given to man and the earth, and sadly, it is given to humanity for only one reason, and that is because it is the end of the earth. For we are now walking on holy ground. A single eye, an Egyptian symbol that represents God's heavenly and all-seeing authority. An eye that sees all and knows all. And yet our clue is found in what creates this eye. We know that it is an eye, but what eye has 2 posts beneath it? None, which means that this is a clue. An eye with a strong post and another post that has a circular tail means that this eye travels in the cosmos with a rotating orientation. It is the eye of God, and it rests in the cosmos to watch mankind. However, what eye have you ever seen that travels and moves in a circular fashion? Children of Earth, open your eyes, open your minds. For the eye that sees all of the heavens and of the earth is actually a satellite. It sees all and knows all. We call it the eye in the sky, and the ancient called it the eye of God. It has posts leading from its eye, and it rotates as it traverses the heavens. It is the all-seeing eye of the heavens and the earth, and it is also a communication device. It allows one to see ecological disasters and weather changes well before the land dwellers do. A satellite knows when an island nation will be wiped away by a typhoon, and it will also know when the floodwaters will claim a nation. A satellite is an eye, and it allows one to see the earth from God's perspective. It is the eye of eyes, and it is also the eye of the storm. A knowledge that creates a powerful Category 5 hurricane in the mind. For what comes will take all of our lives. A satellite sees the earth differently from you and I, and its perspective is easily identifiable. Notice these satellite images, and notice how the images bend and stretch. This happens due to the sun's light as it hits the earth from various angles. And now look again. These are not satellite photos. These are actually cave paintings, and they are identical to satellite images because these cave paintings are actually ancient satellite images. Human beings have not the vantage point to reproduce these images with the human eye. These images can only come from the eye in the sky, the eye of God, the eye of a satellite. This is satellite imagery of mountainous terrain, and yet it isn't. There are 20,000-year-old cave paintings which are created to produce a satellite view of terrain. The question becomes, how did they create these images without a satellite? The answer is, they didn't. The Black Knight satellite is said to be more than 13,000 years old. But these cave paintings, which date back more than 50,000 years, clearly show us that a satellite has been in our skies for much longer. To the ancients, this alien satellite was seen as a bright star in the night sky. It foretold the birth of nations, the rise of kings, and also the birth of Christs. Its existence has been screaming and yelling to us from the annals of our dark history, and saying to us, look, closer, understand. A message that is so important that even our lords and gods sit before us, staring at us while giving us clues about our end. A satellite is conspicuously found throughout all of our human history, and yet only a few will take heed. Only a few will look closer and see what the holy ones are saying to us. In 1595, a mystery of mysteries has confounded the world, and the absence of knowledge has empowered this religious relic to be lifted to a place of never-ending wonder. What is it? What does it mean? What is its message? Why is it painted? What are we missing? Its painter is named Ventura the Arcangelo Salimbeni, and his beautifully painted vision of heaven is called The Glorification of the Eucharist. However, this strange globe and its antenna has fueled speculation and consternation for nearly 500 years. And although the world knows this painting better than we know ourselves, it still remains one of the greatest mysteries of all time. The world teaches that this holy painting of Jesus and God the Father is to show us their power over our earth. This again is an example of oral tradition. This is an oral tradition that did not survive.